In Mark chapter 5, Jesus crosses a lake again and the crowds are waiting for him. A man named Jairus, a synagogue leader, begs Jesus to come heal his sick 12-year-old daughter. On the way, Jesus is pressed by the large crowds. A woman is in the crowd who had been bleeding for 12 years. She believes that if she could only touch the corners or wings of Jesus' garment, she would be healed. This thought refers back to the prophet Malachi, who said, "The Son of Righteousness will arise with healing in his wings." Jesus feels power go out from him, and the woman confesses that she touched him. He tells her that her faith has healed her. While Jesus is talking, someone shows up and informs Jairus that his daughter just died. Jesus takes his closest friends, Peter, James, and John, with him to Jairus' house, where there is a large crowd wailing. They laugh at Jesus when he says the girl is only asleep, and Jesus sends them away. Jesus goes in to see the girl, takes her by the hand, and tells her to get up, and she does. The parents and the disciples are shocked, and Jesus tells them to feed the girl and to not tell anyone about what had just happened. It must be a secret. In chapter 6, Jesus is rejected by his hometown and then teaches in various villages and sends out his disciples in twos to go do what he's been doing. Mark lets his readers know that King Herod heard about everything Jesus and his disciples were doing. Some people were saying that Jesus was really John the Baptist come back from the dead, but Herod would have none of that nonsense. Mark then backtracks here and tells his readers the story of how Herod had killed John the Baptist. Herod had married his brother Philip's wife, Herodias, and John had told him that was a wicked thing to do, so Herod locked John up in prison and eventually beheaded him. Jesus then feeds the 5,000 and walks on water. In chapter 7, Jesus addresses questions about uncleanness. He tells his disciples that the stuff that goes into your body isn't actually the stuff that makes you dirty, but rather the stuff that you choose to dump out of your body. Jesus and his disciples then travel to the pagan city of Tyre, and Jesus heals the daughter of a Syrophoenician woman from a demon. Jesus then goes to the Decapolis, or the 10 pagan cities, and heals a deaf and mute man. Jesus keeps telling people to stop spreading the word about him, but they keep doing it anyway. In chapter 8, Jesus feeds 4,000 Gentiles and then warns his disciples about the yeast of the Pharisees and Herod. Jesus and his disciples arrive at Bethsaida, and the people bring him a blind man. Jesus secretly spits on the man's eyes and asks him what he sees. The man says he sees people that look like walking trees. Jesus tries again, and this time the man can see everything clearly. Jesus tells him to keep this a secret and to even avoid going back into town. The blind man can represent the people who, even after seeing the Messiah, do not understand what they are looking at, but who will one day understand fully. This is one possible reason why Jesus insists on a temporary Messianic secret, because the people don't really know what a Messiah is, and with their confused and ecstatic words, they have been spreading a false gospel about Jesus. Jesus and his disciples then begin their journey to Jerusalem, and Peter declares that Jesus is the Messiah. Jesus then predicts his death and teaches about the way of the cross.